Hola, mis amigos. Bienvenidos a Barcast. Me llamo Cash here. Aquí tenemos mi amigo, mi muchacho, que se llama On the Chaos.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Barcast. My name is Brad. This is Christian at Cashier at On the Chaos. And this is the Barcast. It's been a crazy evolution of whatever it is we want to call it.
Yeah. We're rolling.
We're actually in the Horseshoe Road out on yet again. We're loving this side of the bar, so we might stick around here for a little while. So if you guys have been following us for a long time, I've always introduced this as the Horseshoe came in on, and now we're on the side called the Horseshoe Road out on. So.
Okay, you did this twice. You did this the last episode, and you're doing it now, and I can't stand by idly and let you tell a lie.
Oh.
So we're at the Horseshoe Road out on Main Bar, and I'm pointing back because there's another bar back there. That bar is still the Horseshoe Road out on.
I know.
We weren't filming from the Horseshoe. We've actually never filmed from the Horseshoe came in on.
But it's impossible. Do you hear
Nothing's
the music?
impossible.
The music is
nothing. But we can get here at like 8 a.m. We can film.
I mean, yeah, if they would let us in at 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'll get
You got keys?
No, we can get in. We probably can't do it every week, but we can do it once. So, anyways, you guys have never actually seen us film here. You've seen footage of the Horseshoe came in on, but
yes.
Yeah. So every time you say it, it's like he's lying.
So particular.
No, I just have moral integrity.
Anyway. Oh my God. So this is a different area of the Horseshoe Road out on. Sometimes you just got to rub your bar tab.
Did you stop? You made me feel uncomfortable. Yeah.
So anyways, guys, yeah, I still don't understand what this is. We have to talk to Eric about that.
So this is a real bar. That's why you're right. It isn't any quieter. I thought it was quieter. But you'll hear the band in the back. That's when the Horseshoe came in on.
Adds to the nostalgia.
Yeah, this is a real tap. If I pushed it, beer would come out. Should I push it real quick? Yeah, just do it. Fuck it. Oh. Sorry, Eric.
Something's up with that tap.
I gotta wait.
That was like a shower.
I'll never do that again. Okay, let's go.
All right, so guys, what this is, now that we're done dicking around, is a cast where we just talk about business type stuff. We drink, whatever it is that we want to drink, and we just have a little fun fact about that drink. We give each other's toasts. We have your toasts on here. It's been a crazy evolution of this podcast. Podcasts are so competitive these days, and so we just try to do something to make
we just keep throwing shit on the wall, and then some of
see
it
what
sticks.
I thought it was spaghetti, but okay, let's just go there. PG-13.
Oh.
But anyways, getting to that point, we do have since we're on the Cantina side.
Yes.
We're last week we had we had tequila.
And by last week we mean 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry. Well, they don't understand why you're stumbling over your words.
Why?
Because you had a very delicious tequila.
It was amazing.
$60.
Yeah, it was a $60 shot.
Tequila.
Of tequila. It was so good.
Yeah, so it
But
feels good.
we still have another very good shot of tequila on the way.
On the way, right about now.
Whoop. Whoa. That was close. All right, so I'll get a close-up on some B-roll of this, but this is, you pronounce it.
This is
Mr. Rican.
Herradura.
Yep,
So this is reposado, which is, so we did extra añejo last week.
Which we explained what añejo was.
Yes. Añejo is aged 1 year to 3 years.
Right.
That was extra añejo, which was 49 months. This is aged, so Herradura, reposado is 2 months to 12 months. I don't know if this says how long it's aged for. I don't think it's the full 12 months. That's surprising. It usually says it on here. But, August 2016. But I don't know. Wait, that was when it was bottled. I don't know when it was put out. But anyways, who knows? But, so this is special. So, Herradura, which actually is owned by the same family, the Brown-Forman portfolio has Jack Daniels. They also have Herradura. Herradura. This one is port cast finished. So the barrels they put it in are the
Is it a port barrel?
Yeah, barrel.
Like port wine.
Yeah. I keep saying pork, but yeah, port. Yeah. So they have a Scotch whiskey finish.
Yeah, I'm curious to try
So
that
they
too.
finish them off in those barrels. So I thought this would be a little bit different, something different for us to try. And so the way we do this number is we have a toast competition. And how the toast competition works is I bring an original toast, he Googles it, and I kick his ass because you, the viewers, vote on who has the better toast. That's pretty good.
Except I've won some of the Google ones and you have not.
By some, like, less than 10%.
By landslides, by the way. And
I think I have the first and only unanimous winning toast.
you do, yes.
Yes, I'm the Steph Curry of toast. You're the,
I'm not creative. I'm just not creative.
who would you be? You're like the,
Kevin Durant.
no,
Just hopping on the winning team.
that was not what was going. You're like the Kyle Korver of toast.
You got your mic's just hanging out there, but whatever.
The Kyle Korver of toast. Now it's going to be distracting to them. So you're the Kyle Korver. You're Kyle Korver because you come through every once in a while, but we typically don't hear from you or see you. For the most part. So
Okay,
Kyle,
whatever.
I
All
was
right.
gonna call you the Luke Longley. That's like a throwback. You don't know
So-
who Luke Longley is, do you?
No, I don't. So
Are you trying to
let's
move on?
just yeah, because we're already 8 minutes into this bullshit. So speaking of toast, every week we also have the hashtag People's Toast. So if you think that you can do better than Steph Curry or Kevin Durant, then let us know. Put it in hashtag People's Toast. Send us a video. Put it on any social media platform of your choice. We'll go find it, and it just might be on next week's Barcast. So before we get to this week's People's Toast, Christian, take it away.
Why me?
Or I can take it away.
To the bottom of our glasses, may we never meet again.
I like that one.
Is good.
That one's a good one. And that was one you made up?
I made that one up.
Okay. All right. Mine is a quote from the Frank Sinatra.
Shush.
Sinatra from Shawshank Redemption.
Sure.
And it is, alcohol may be man's worst enemy, but the Bible says, love your enemy.
Cheers.
That one's interesting.
It is. The finish is like
Yeah.
you can taste the pork.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's.
I couldn't drink that all the time.
Me either. See, I feel like I'm a little spoiled from last
Yeah.
week's.
It's cool because you're talking about less
The difference
Hey
between-
Dana, do you know how long this is aged? Reposado, the Herradura? 12 months.
So, anyways, yeah, you can really tell the difference between.
It sticks with you.
Yeah.
So it was cool because we had an aged 49 months, and this is max age 12 months.
Night and day.
Yeah,
Night
for
and
sure.
day.
I could not continue to drink that.
I don't know if
But
I could either.
I could do that once.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even really drink, but
I'm
if I
not-
did choose, I would drink that.
Yeah, and I'm not
Once.
really like a tequila drinker.
Yeah.
The last tequila we had, I could drink that all day long.
You know, I actually forgot it was tequila,
Yeah.
which is weird.
It tasted like whiskey, bourbon, sort of.
Yeah.
It still had that, I don't know how to explain it, but it still had that like tequila taste to it, but it had those.
I'm going to wash this down with a nice Horse You Came In On mug water.
Are these mugs or are they just glasses?
They're actually mugs, so you don't usually get water in these mugs.
Oh.
So these are mugs. This is what they do the beers, pour the beers in.
They're quite fancy.
Classy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it because we've been.
Sticking around too long.
All right.
What we got?
What do we got? We actually. Tell me
By
what's
the
going-
way,
What?
we still have yet to have featured today's People's Toast, so
Oh,
let's just
yeah.
hit that up.
We're
Which brings us to this week's People's Toast. So if you guys have yet to have submitted your People's Toast and you think that you can do better than Christian and I, send us a video, hashtag it People's Toast on your favorite social media platform, and this is this week's People's Toast.
People's toast. To the chairs we sit on, the toilets we shit on, and not forgetting which is which.
All right, so there you have it. If you guys like that, certainly give it a thumbs up. And again,
And thank you to Tidy Whitey's 1982 for that wonderful toast.
what the fuck?
Just kidding.
He just has to say something that's completely random. He does this shit all the time. You wonder why I can't focus.
I feel great. Business is good. Weather's good. Weather's beautiful.
You know, I was thinking about this too,
Yeah.
and we can talk about this. I think maybe this is the direction we end up going in. But when we talk about business being good, it's like, you know, when we look at some other entrepreneurs and we're like, man, they're freaking crushing it. Like they're just going balls to the wall. They're 8-figure company or whatever. We're not an 8-figure company. We're not even a 7-figure company. But we're having a blast just doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And something resonated with me when you said this, and when we were in Toronto, and it's something that that's kind of like stuck with me. And you said something when we were just like walking into the conference that we were at, and you just said, you know, we don't have to crush it in order to just like if we're just comfortable, if we're just like having a good time and having a blast doing it, like that's all I really care about. And that's kind of how we've both viewed this to a certain extent. Obviously, we do want things to grow and we do want things to progress. But you know, I'm just happy doing what it is that we're doing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. It's sort of how you define success. And when you hear entrepreneurs that just wish they could get back to the grind and to like, you know, when things were crazy and things were unpredictable and you didn't know if you were going to make it or not.
Right.
Like they yearn for that, and they yearn for being like just a small startup. And that always resonates with me because it's like life and business are so closely connected to me, for me, because you think like it's not all about revenue. In many ways, so it's not all money doesn't equal happiness, right?
Right.
Also, salary isn't as important as budgeting, and what really matters is how much you take home. But then also with business, it's the same thing. Like revenues don't mean anything. You tell me how much your company makes, that gives me no indication of how healthy your business is. I want to know your net income. I want to know your bottom line. What do you take home? So those things are related to me.
Yeah. And
the same is with success. Like we chase money and we always want to get this salary, but like when you get it, it's like for what?
Right.
But what matters is like the memories in life, is the people you surround yourself with, is experiencing it with somebody. If you have a business and never get to experience with anybody, how cool is that?
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's the same thing. It's like, obviously I want to make money, but if I'm having fun at what I do and I'm trying to make memories and I'm focusing on like myself and developing myself, like that's the fun part, and the money will work itself out. Same with business.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
If we just focus on, we don't care if this is going to make money. What do we love about our business? Let's have fun. Let's spend time like doing things we love, like this Barcast.
Yeah.
And I think it'll resonate with people, and that will in turn grow the business and build relationships, which is all that we talk about. So, sorry that was long-winded, but
no, I mean,
believe it.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, when people, and especially like in YouTube, people can tell like through your body language, through, you know, even just your tone of voice, whether or not you're actually passionate about what it is that you're doing. And that's what people buy into. People buy into your passion. They don't buy into anything else.
Yeah.
Especially on YouTube, because what are you investing on YouTube? Your time.
Yeah.
And so if I'm investing my time in you, it's because I believe in whatever it is that you're doing, and I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
And I agree with you 100%. Like, it's a grind, and you have your low points, you have your high points, but even in the low points, it's like, you know, I know why I'm doing this. You know, I've never wanted to just stop doing it. And I guess if that point ever comes, then I know that I need to make a decision about what it is that I'm doing. But I don't foresee that ever happening. You know, and even if it's just not with We Trade HQ, if for whatever reason We Trade HQ ends up dissolving for any, you know, God forbid. But I don't think I'll ever go back to just working for the man.
Sure.
I think it's just, okay, well, what's the next thing I got?
Yeah.
You know, what's the next business venture that I plan on going down? And so,
or if We Trade HQ does work and does blow up, it's not like you're going to continue to stay in that. You may want to do something else. Like, what if you end up just letting somebody else run the company, or take a limited role and start a venture capital firm and invest in businesses and help businesses grow, coach, develop, whatever it is.
Well, and even in between that, I can still just trade.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know? So that's the nice thing about doing what it is that I do. It's like, even if I don't have this one source of income that I did once have. I still have other things to fall back on.
Well, and I see us, you and me, I see us like working together for the rest of our lives. You know,
Yeah.
like one way,
One
in
capacity
some
or the other.
way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. It's like I see us doing that. Like it's not like I see us not ever working together.
Yep.
And I don't think it's just We Trade HQ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So like, I think that when we get older and we're like 70 years old, hanging out,
Right.
I don't think we're gonna be like, yo man, remember when we made our first $1 million? I think we're gonna be like, hey, remember when we were sitting at the bar doing the Barcast and acting like a bunch of dumb fools?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
And we're gonna like pull up clips. Like, I think this, which yields us $0
Yeah,
right now,
right.
like this is part of my week that I look forward to most and I get excited about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just more proof that like we're doing the right thing from that sense.
And I think that like when we start to have guests on, they'll start to see that too, and then they'll feed off of that. And I
Yeah.
think that's just going to make it that much more, I don't know, enjoyable for the viewer, enjoyable for us. I'm really excited for that too. Just
Yeah.
like being able to interview them, hear their stories. That's kind of what I've always saw this as. So yeah, I'm super pumped for that.
Yeah, we just continuing. Well, you know my company 262 Hospitality, like sort of the idea behind it and the root of it and the mission is really to connect to the world, right? And that means people. That means engaging with others, and
Yeah.
like it's grounded in the idea of relationships. And so we're doing what our mission is about. Like us talking here is part of the
Yeah.
connection piece of my mission, and really thinking about adding more people to that. And then the community of We Trade HQ, like that's going to continue to grow, and
Yep.
that's really cool. So, you know, it's important. Really, we don't really talk about it much, but I feel like we do maybe focus. We're supposed to focus on growth and sales and stuff, but I feel like there's a different way we can look at it, rather than from a revenue perspective, like really just growing our community.
Yeah, growing our community, and even just from a personal development standpoint, like there's times where I don't want to necessarily get up out of bed and work that day,
Yeah.
but it's because of the community that we built that, like, I'm like, you know what, I can't let these people down. I gotta
Sure.
get up. And you know, I think if I didn't have that to fall back on, and like actually have people that I genuinely care about rely on me, like that would be a huge difference maker in how I carry my day-to-day life, I think.
Sure, absolutely. So, you know, this is something to continue to talk about. I was, you know, our last podcast we did the Entrepreneur Spotlight,
Yeah.
and it was Jeff Bezos,
Right.
and when we did that,
Which I had no idea he was related to George Strait. That's
Yeah, I know.
crazy.
Yeah, so his maternal grandmother is like cousins or something like that. And so her maiden name is Strait.
Yeah.
But anyways, when I was doing the research for him, I like found some information about them talking about how he's not competitor focused, he's customer obsessed, right? And it was interesting this morning we were talking about what was it when we were talking about like being customer? Oh, you were saying about how Jake doesn't really like to look at competitors,
Right.
And so it kind of they tied together for me, which I think there's a legitimate argument for both sides of it. I think you need to be aware of your competitors, but I
Yeah.
don't think you need to sweat your competitors.
Right.
But that can customer obsessed and that customer focused. I think both of us can kind of appreciate that idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And we need, I don't know, we talk a big game. I don't know if we're customer obsessed, right?
Yeah.
If we were customer obsessed, I think it would look a little bit differently. I think we're customer focused,
Yeah.
but I think there's even more that we can do to become customer obsessed.
Oh yeah. And I think some of that though, it's just, I don't know. Jeff Bezos is one of those people that just has an incredible mind for something like that. And I want to be customer obsessed. I don't know if I know how to be.
Well, do you have to be? Well, because as a CEO, you determine the vision. So it's not that that's the right way for everybody.
Right.
But do you have to be? And if you choose you have to be, then you figure out how do you be.
Right.
I think you look at how you work everything out, how you spend your day, how you spend your meetings, all that. That innately shows where your focus is on. Because we can talk relationships,
Right.
customer, all that other stuff, but do our actions reflect that? And if we put ourselves in the seat of that person, are we doing things? Perfect example. If we were customer obsessed, we would have focus groups that all the time.
Right.
We don't.
Right.
Right? And that's not, I mean, that's actually more on me from a strategic planning perspective, but the action hasn't happened, right? We would all be pushing for that.
Right.
We're more product obsessed right now.
Yeah.
Is that okay? It's up to you to decide if that's okay. You may say, okay, for now, we got to get the product where it needs to be and then become it, but it's got to be intentional. That's all that matters, is that it's intentional, because before this, we haven't really talked about that.
Yeah.
And
No,
so
you're
that's
right.
the problem.
You're right. I think there's something to be said to making sure the product's there before we become customer obsessed, because if you focus on your customers and then your product is crap, then it's not going to matter how good you treat them. They're going to move on to something else.
Yeah.
So I think there's probably a balance that needs to be had first. Maybe you get to a point to where you focus on one specific product, and then you're, obsessed with your customers. And in our business, we should be obsessed with our mentors as well, which I think that we really have hit the nail on the head with that. Especially Jake.
Yeah.
Jake's really kind of focused on making sure that they're taken care of and they're happy, because obviously that would translate into the customer being happy.
But we weren't that way. That was a perfect example of the same thing was happening with our mentors.
Yep.
We were saying the right things,
Yeah.
but our actions weren't reflective.
Right.
We were saying our relationships with our mentor was so important and more important, because if we treat the mentors right, they'll treat our customers right, and they're the ones that are front facing.
Yeah.
We weren't doing that. So what did we do, right? We tried a couple things that didn't really stick, but now we do like a monthly newsletter specifically to our mentors to tell them what's going on. We check in with them. We try to meet with them on a consistent basis. So that was another example. And it seems, like those are very common in how we're treating them. And again, I don't think that there's an answer that you can become totally customer obsessed.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You just have to know, as a CEO, what are you deciding on, and articulate to the team and get everybody on board, because you're the captain of the ship. And so if you say we're moving this way,
Yeah.
and then if it shifts, you shift. So we're going to move towards product focus until I say otherwise. Let's get this thing perfect. And when you feel like it's there, it's your call to say, now we go to the right. And you got to make sure that everybody's in line with that.
Yeah.
That's the job of the actual CEO, because every business is going to be different. So it's not our job to tell entrepreneurs what the right formula is, because it just depends. But we do need to tell them, and that's the message I think of this conversation, is figure out what your vision is, be intentional, and making sure it's aligned,
Yeah.
and then make sure you're moving in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things where it's just a constant, I don't want to say struggle, but it's a constant, just learning process for me, because I've never been CEO of anything before. So it's just, I'm constantly learning that, and it's kind of like, I'm fortunate enough for me that you being my business partner, yes, but you're also my college instructor, so it's kind of like I can lean on that a little bit, so that so it's been cool being able to have that kind of line up that way. So having said that, I think this was a good conversation, but we've got a new segment. If you guys didn't tune in last week, go check that out. We were talking about Jeff Bezos. We have a new entrepreneur spotlight, and so you're going to give us some fun facts. You're going to tell us who it is, and we'll pin the comment.
The first person that gets it right.
First person that gets it right. There you go. We'll pin it down below. So comment who you think this is, and you just might show up there.
All right, who am I? Moved to Canada at 17, where I lived on $1 a day. Coded my own video game at the age of 12 years old and sold it for $500. Little baby entrepreneur. Tried to open a video arcade at 16 years old, and this is actually a really cool story, but this person tried to open an arcade with friends and relatives, all young,
Yeah.
right? And they signed a lease, got all this stuff, but they wouldn't let them do it because they were too young. So
Okay.
my parents thought I was deaf as a child, but it was really that I was just introspective. My first major company was originally named X, so it was X.com. I'm a strong environmental activist. And the current company that I own is the second oldest publicly listed American automaker.
Okay. There you go. I think those are
Who am I?
I think those are some pretty strong clues. So again, first person who gets that right, please comment it down below. I'll pin you to the comments. And send us a People's Toast. So hashtag People's Toast. Make sure you do that. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, I certainly would appreciate a thumbs up. Christian and I both would. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos such as this. So again, guys, thank you so much. As always, I'll see you all before the bell. And B. Smith is out.